Hi, I'm glad that you're using this video to help you learn how to do these problems. Shows good initiative and hopefully this will be beneficial to you. So this problem we're dealing with says a car drives at 30 meters per second. If it travels for 7 seconds, how far does it go? So like we talked about in class, if you can calculate the distance something goes by multiplying how fast it's going by the amount of time. So for example, if you're driving down the road at 70 miles an hour on the interstate, and you drive for 1 hour, 70 times 1, you go 70 miles. If you're driving down the interstate for 2 hours, 70 miles per hour times 2 hours gets you 140 miles. We're using the same thing here. So we're going to use our equation x equals vt, distance equals speed times time. I'm going to write that here the best I can. X equals vt. Feel free to make fun of me and laugh at me later for that terrible x. So x equals vt, that means the distance equal to the velocity of the speed multiplied by the time. So we're going to put in each of those variables. We're going to fill in the numbers for each of those variables. So the question asks, how far does it go? What variable would that be we're trying to solve for? It's the distance. So we want to know the distance. We'll leave that as our variable x. X is equal to v times t. So you look at those two variables. It says a car drives at 30 meters per second, and the problem says if it travels for 7 seconds. So the easier one to figure out is the time, measured in seconds. So our time t is 7 seconds. So the other one must be v, the velocity, which is 30 m-s, or 30 meters per second, which is a speed, or velocity. So we're going to plug that in for v. 30. And then we're going to put in the 7 for the t. So we're going to put it right next to it. We're going to substitute in 7. I'm going to put in parentheses to substitute it in. There we go. So now we have a statement that says x equals 30 parentheses 7. And anytime in algebra, if you have two numbers directly next to each other, especially in parentheses, it means we're going to multiply them, which makes sense because to get distance, we're going to multiply the speed and the time. So our distance x is equal to 30 times 7, or 210. So to calculate distance, you multiply the speed and the time. Here we take 30 meters per second times 7 seconds, and we get 210 meters as the distance. So we'll label that 210 m, or meters.